A very good morning, everyone. It is with great pleasure and enthusiasm that I welcome you all on today's expert lecture on building services. We are honored to have our esteemed faculty members and our fellow classmates.
Without further ado, we are now excited to welcome distinguished professional from AISP Project Management Private Limited, Mr. Sanjay Tiwari sir, with a portfolio that spans 5-star hotels, hospitals, residential buildings and commercial spaces. Mr. Sanjay Tiwari sir and his team are known for their commitment to excellence and trust. Established in early 2019, AISP has successfully completed numerous high-profile projects across India, maintaining highest international quality standard. Highlighted projects include Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital Indore, Radisson Blue Hotel Bhopal, Central Mall Nagpur, Shishukun School with PCM Group Indore, and Wow Hotel Indore. We are honored to have you with us today, sir. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Sanjay Tiwari sir as he begins his expert lecture.
Yeah, good morning everyone. I'm delighted to have myself here for you guys, and I would thanks to Kalpana ma'am that she thought about it. So like you are her student, I am also like her student only. Yeah, so I am here to share my small experience which I have gained in 16 years of executions of the projects. So I am here today to discuss on the hospital. To be correct, multi-speciality hospital projects, how the structure and services and the handovers are being done so far. Actually, I know I'm speaking before the future of architecture of India. You guys will be doing great once you're on the sites or your projects. So it may be there's a possibility my team will come to you that, sir, ma'am, we are there as PMC and you will have to support us. So looking forward for that. So starting from the hospital project, I have certain drawings for you guys, how the zoning structurally it is created. So Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani, the creation in 2023, handed over by 17th Feb 2023. It is like 300 bedded hospital. You guys recently visited Vishesh Hospital, I got to know from Kalpana ma'am. So structurally and zoning wise, both projects are same. So I'll start from the drawings. Then we will discuss the area sizes, how the services are executed in the projects. So there won't be any difference if you have seen the Vishesh Hospital. So it is like Kokilaben is also similar project. So great. So you have seen 2 basements in the project, Vishesh Hospital also. So the most of the areas which are related to radioactive zones, where the radiations are more, those are planned in the basement with the higher thickness of walls so that radiations are not emitting to the patients or their attenders. So in the basement too, here we had planned linear accelerator for the cancer treatment. So LINAC is the bunker basically having a size of 900 to 950 or 1000 square feet area, having a console connected to the radiation equipment areas. Yeah, these are the black highlighted walls. You can see the thickness also. These walls are for LINAC, linear accelerators. The same way other radioactive zones are next to the corridor, that PET-CT and SPET-CT having an area of again 800 to 900 of square foot, and these are also having 9 inches thick walls so that the radiations are controlled within the areas. In the basement too, if you see, we have to plan the utilities in terms of services. Because the building size, when you plan 300, somebody should note it will help you in the future also. If you're planning 300 bedded hospital, so there is a ratio, how much the construction size will go. If it is 300 bedded, so you have to consider 1400 to 1600 square foot of loading on each bed. So the construction reaches to 420 to 480 lakh square feet. In a similar way, we are coming to the basement 2 part, which is the lowest basement in the building. But if there are 3 basements, then these plants can't go to the last basement, the lowest basement, as per laws. So basement 2 was the last basement of the building. So you can see all the tanks, underground tanks which are connected to the plant rooms. These are the softeners and WTPs, and again you are having the chillers for the HVAC system. So I'll come to the point-wise services, but I'm just briefing you the floor plans. We'll go to the basement 1, which is the parking floor in majority.
These basements that you normally take.
The basement heights are 4.5 these days, and we should always keep 4.5 because all the developers are looking at stack parking. So when you go to stack parking, and if you are looking at SUV to SUV stack parking, you need 4.2 below beam. So
4.5 slab to slab.
4.5 slab to slab. Majority we are doing the caps, so we are getting better height. This is the ground. So as I told, the basement 1, as per the compliances requirement of Nagar Nigam or the IDA also, because the planning starts before 6 months and you have to do all the compliances. Then only groundbreaking is started, as far as our experience is concerned, and it is the right way. The planning must be started 4 to 5, 6 months back. Once it is frozen, then only you should start groundbreaking. So the B1 at that property, if we are talking about Kokila Bain only. So the B1 is for parking areas only. The only part which is catered to them is mortuary. So coming to the ground, as you would have seen at Vishesh also, the ground floor is for the admin, your reservations, your billing sections, but we have a grand staff cafeteria or the attenders cafeteria connected to the kitchen also. The casualty is the ground floor, which is easily approachable to the patients in case of emergency. Then you have dialysis and chemotherapy in the ground. I'll show you the areas. So this is the entry, you are entering from here. It's a grand double height area having a height of 6.2 meters finished height. The floor to floor height is 7.8 meters. So this area creates like a mezzanine. When you see the section, I'll show you the section in next slide. So this is your casualty. You can enter from this ramp or the steps to reach out to the casualty areas, and this is your entry for the hospital. The billing sections, your decks for the admissions, and these are the areas for your dialysis and chemotherapy. So the dialysis always come with a dedicated services. The services like plumbing, fire, HVAC, electrical, low voltage are synced, but you need specific SS-based RO for your dialysis. So this is the additional requirement in the dialysis only. And this is the cafeteria, if you say, the restaurant, cafe you can say, and connected to the kitchen. So when it comes to the kitchen, so the kitchen is like, today we are talking about net zero buildings. To control the greenhouse gases exhalations to the environment directly. So we are using dry scrubbers. Earlier we were using wet scrubbers, so that the filtered air, the grease is trapped and the filtered air is released to the environment. So the scrubbers, air washers are kept above the kitchen. When you talk about the kitchen, what should be the height of kitchen? As I told you, this is double height area, you can see the hatch. This is the double height area, you can see the hatch. What is the height of kitchen and how within what height we can fit the kitchen? So it should be plus 3.6 meters. Not less than that, because you are having heavy sizes of ducts there crossing for the fresh air and exhaust. So you guys need to consider minimum 3.6 meters of height for the kitchen, and the same is used here. So this was all about the ground floor. Above this, as I told you, this is double height, this is double height, so you get the mezzanine floor here. So which is the admin block. So always plan, if you are getting the double height spaces, it is why I am keeping the example of Kokila Bain, because for us also it is one of the best designed hospital. It was designed by Mr. Shantanu Puradi from Mumbai. So we are getting admin spaces here, all the offices, all the CEOs, everybody is sitting here.
What is the size of the airlock lobby, and how does one determine, do we need airlock lobby is a must?
Yeah, airlock lobby is there, ma'am.
Do you need an air? These people had a question when we were talking about the hospitals. Okay, do you need an airlock lobby? How we don't normally provide airlock lobbies near the emergency. So how does the airlock lobby work?
Airlock lobby is important these days as per FLS norms. So if you are having the 6,000 of space for the lobby area, you need minimum 800 of space of lobby. airlock lobby. So they are having two doors, not revolving doors. They are having two glass sliding or the on hinges doors.
And then when there's a double height atrium, you'll have to provide a roof for the airlock lobby as well.
Yeah, definitely. Your airlock lobby cannot be double height. So it is there only. So we'll go to the next level. So first I told you the second floor which is planned, which should be easily reachable to the patients for the outdoor patients, that is OPD. So second floor is planned like OPD. OPD comes with all the floors, not OPD, all the floors. If you see, it is so much well planned that you have clean utility, dirty utility, AHU rooms, linen storage, toilets, DAT, all at all levels, not at one level. All the shafts are coordinated, and you will see all these areas which are necessary for the services, so that your dirty things are not traveled from one floor to another floor. So every floor is provisioned with all these rooms which are having 80 square feet, 100 square feet of area. So these are the must spaces which has to be considered by all the architects when you are planning the hospital.
Can you please talk a little bit about both the cores, the public cores and the service core in a building? You know, where the lift, staircase and all the shafts are.
Definitely. So,
Zoom in?
no, it would work. So if you talk about the public and the service cores, so you are seeing the staircases here and here. And the third one is here. So you all must be aware of that the staircase distance should not cross the circle of 30 meters. And these are the staircases. If you are putting the staircases at the edges, corners, so your staircase pressurization or the ventilation get eliminated. You can have the natural ventilation also, if all the staircases are next to the facade. So these are these, in the building, if out of 3 staircases, you need at least 1 fire staircase, which can be used in case of egress. Because during the fire, we never think about happening the fire, but if there is any fire, you have to use staircase only to egress the ground. You can egress to ground directly. So coming to the building, how the services and lifts are divided. So staircase, 3 staircases you have seen in the span of 70 meters. Now coming to the stretcher lifts. If you see, all these 6 lifts are stretcher lifts. The stretcher lift sizes and weight and the capacity, it goes to 24 persons, and the well size you need minimum 2400 by 2800. Accordingly, all these things are planned. Staircase is just behind the lift. In case of lift is not, in case of fire, if lift has to come to ground. So you are not able to approach the elevator. So staircase is planned next to the lift only. If I'm new to the property and I'm not getting the access to the lift, I can have the fire exit signage and take the steps to get down. So staircases are the egress staircases which can be used for egress only. Patients are not allowed to get into it. And these are the public areas which are divided with the lifts. This door is restricting it. Staircase is nowadays FLS has NFPA 13 actually pushed and mentioned that your staircase must be enclosed with 2 hours fire rated door. So all these enclosures you are seeing, they are opening towards the staircase.
What is the surface parking that you provided in the Sambani hospital?
Surface parking?
How much?
See, ma'am, we were having ample space parking, but as bylaws, if I see, so it is like total FAR पे 75 square feet पे 1 car parking उन्होंने मांगी.
But that includes all, no?
All. If my construction is 4,38,000 of square feet, so FAR permissible was like say 2 lakh square feet. So accordingly we have planned.
Permissibility.
Yeah. So coming to the next level. So again coming to the same hospital, second floor was OPD. Moving to the next floor, that is third floor. That is where the OTs, ICUs connected to the sterile corridor. So we have 7 OTs there. 2 OTs connected with 1 common scrub, so that all utilities are being cleared within the connected OTs only. So 2 OTs connected with, I'll take you to the 3rd floor, 1 scrub. 500 to 550 is the size of OT, square feet. This is the upper basement actually. 3rd floor, I think that would be the first slide. Yeah, so you can see all these OTs are segregated in a manner that this entire corridor is a sterile corridor if you see, so that the contaminations are not in contact with any other patient attendant or any other person who is available at the hospital. So this sterile corridor is well connected to the CSSD. CSSD is next to this floor only at service floor. So all these soiled and clean utilities are moving to the CSSD with the help of dumb waiters. 2 dumb waiters, 1 for clean, 1 for dirty.
What is the location of the dumb waiter?
Yeah, here it is. So if you go to DU, dirty utility for the dirty soil things, and clean utility for clean things. It's okay. So if it is visible to everybody, like 7 OTs are planned here. These are all the major OTs. Gynec OT is kept at next level, synced with the endoscopy areas. So OTs are here. OT, after OT you have stair corridor, and these are your ICUs. So there are multiple ICUs: pediatric ICU, surgical ICU, your daycare, your HDUs, all these are divided. So when it comes to 300 bedded hospital, how we calculate the number of beds, I'll come to that also. I have done some working for you guys. How many? Actually, it's not only the indoor patient's bed. It is all the beds you are using clinically, casualty, ICUs, post-recovery, pre-recovery. So all these beds are calculated in that. So these are the 3rd floor planned like that. Your staircases are going from ground to terrace. Your lifts are going from basement to terrace. Nowadays, your lift has to start from basement, whether you are willing to take it down or not. So moving forward to the next floor, that is the service floor. Why service floor is important? Because all the patients areas, you need vertical drainage, downtakes, diversions also. All the services are getting diverted from the service floor. So after this public area, you say, you are going to the service floor. So service floor would be the, yeah, this is the service floor only. So how it got utilized? Earlier, or if you study the NBC also, it says like 2.1 meter is the maximum beam bottom limit for the service floor height. But now there are certain amendments. By doing the beam downs at the edges and at the entries, you can have better height within the usable area. So here we are having the patient's waiting area connected to a very nice amphitheater. So when the people are coming from the outside and they want to stay in the hospital only, they can use these spaces with the open terrace, having a good landscape also. So this is the CSSD I was talking about with the dumb waiters you saw in the DU and CU. So these are connected to CSSD directly. Now what are the other uses of service floor? All the AHUs, you see there are like 20 numbers of AHUs which are feeding to the bottom areas below the floor. Few of them above the floor also. So you don't need spaces for the AHUs, huge AHUs or the ceiling suspended AHUs in the that particular floor. Because if you are hanging it, you need a trap door which may occur the operational challenges in the future. So all the AHUs are put here only. Now coming to the AHUs, if we are talking about a hospital, not about any hotel project, so all these AHUs are coming with HEPA filters. Not only with the for the OTs below this, all the AHUs nowadays for the hospital after the pandemic we saw are coming with HEPA filters to avoid the contaminations. So moving forward to the next floor, that is the 5th floor of the building.
What's the height of your service floor and
2.7.
It's a beam bottom, right?
Beam bottom.
2.7 being bottom allowed here.
What is happening, ma'am? When I will show you the periphery, no, you will get 2.1 only there.
Okay.
So the slab is designed in such a manner. So like if you know Amjad and Arjo, so everybody is doing those things only today. So we can go to next floor, that is 5th floor. Yeah, this is the 5th floor. So you will see the cores are fixed as usually it should be. So now what is at 5th floor? So 5th floor, I told you that 3rd floor we have all the major OTs, and this is the 5th floor where we are having gynec OT. Again connected with the 23 bed ICU, 21 bed ICU, endoscopy areas, your treatment clinical, all the way I said, your med preparation, clean utility, AHU room, dirty utility, ELV room. It is planned at each floor. So moving forward to the next floor.
What is your column grid in this hospital?
8 to 12 meters. Base, if you talk about 8 meters by 8 meters.
8 meters by 8.
So moving ahead with 6th floor. 6th floor basically is with pathology lab, blood banks, and your general ward starts from the 6th floor with a refuse area.
But your pathology is on the 6th floor and
Yeah.
the collection is on the ground floor.
No, collection is also at 6th. Yeah, if we are getting collected at 2nd floor, OPD, next to OPD, so it will transferred by the other lift to the 6th floor. Patient can't take it to the lab. At 2nd floor, at this level only, we have this collection area. So by this lift, there is a mentioning note says like these elevators are for patients only. So if you see again at this floor, all the utilities areas planned same, and pathology lab, your blood bank, and this is something which is kept empty today. And again, these are the general wards. Your wards started from here. By saying general ward, these are not so general, but yeah, they are good to make them private itself. So these are general wards. I will share the count again, how many general wards we have. I think as far as I remember, these are 28 beds. After that, we get typical floors, 7, 8, 9, which are having king and twin, 2 beds or 1 beds only. We can move ahead. Yes. So these are 3 typical floors having 45 beds at each floor, and this is like 135 or 140 beds in about 3 floors. So this is the whole structure, which this was the whole structure. Now when we will be coming to the services, if you have any queries within the structure, we can discuss.
Sir, elevation is also planning for change.
No. Service floor, you have to keep the ventilated things. Louvers are there. Yes, definitely elevation will get impacted because you will be having windows at each bay, at each room, you may say. So here you are having windows. So the elevation gets changed at typical floors.
Do you have any suite rooms also?
Yeah, it is there. At 9th floor, this is the suite. I don't have that floor slide with me today, but 9th floor, these 2 bays are connected as suite.
And there is a nursing station for all these IPD?
Every at the center. When you are exiting from the elevator, you will get to see the nurse station first, and it should be there. If you see, this is the nurse station. You are coming from here, you are entering to this bay, and this area is having 1 nurse station. When you are coming from this, you are having 1 nurse station. The nurse station having the arrangements of when we will talk about the services, so we will talk about nurse call system, pneumatic system also.
So I just want to ask one thing. The earlier slide you have given the refuge area. What's the area? How you calculate the area? Is it
Based on the occupant load.
occupant load?
Yeah, so first you need within the 24 meters of height.
Yeah.
So first refuse area should be there after 15 meters of each interval. So refuse area we calculated for our load because it is at 6th floor. I'll show you where it is.
It's the above slide which I saw through, I guess. This is the refuse area.
This is the refuse area. If you see, it is like 800 square feet of area to cater the occupant load of above 3 floors. Above 3 floors. Below that, from the 6th floor or the 5th floor, people will run down to the ground and they will exit from ground. They will not be having the reverse entry. Once I am exiting, I will not get the re-entry.
सर वो जो डंप वेटर्स थे वो CST डिपार्टमेंट है वो उधर क्योंकि इसमें जनरल वार्ड के बाद स्वीट रूम से स्टार्ट हो गए थे तो वहाँ पे डंप वेटर्स नहीं थे.
डम वेटर्स तो कहीं नहीं होंगे. डम वेटर्स सिर्फ आपको क्लीन और डर्टी यूटिलिटीज़ को ट्रेवल कराने के लिए ही हैं जो ओटी के स्टेराइल कॉरिडोर से CSSD को कनेक्ट करते हैं. बिल्डिंग में दूसरे कोई भी डम वेटर्स नहीं है.
No, I get that. I'm talking about CSSD only. Where is that? In which floor is it located?
4th. Next, just next to the OT. 3rd is the OT and above the OT you are having CSSD. So that your soiled things are not traveling much.
सर वो जो रेफ्यूज एरिया था वहाँ से मतलब बाहर की एग्जिट की मतलब सर्कुलेशन कैसा?
So yeah, I'll go to that page. Yeah, it is there. So when you are coming from this staircase, if somebody is getting stuck here, so that can be, there is a actually path demarcation there. Once the lights are off, also you are having the radium bands here which are guiding you to the refuse area. So you are going and standing there only. This is a 2 hours glass enclosure. 2 hours glass is enclosed here. You are standing here, then vehicle will come and take you down. You don't have access to go from here. You will reach here and the fire tender will come and take you down.
So you talked about the ICUs कि सारे ICUs एक साथ एक फ्लोर में हैं तो जैसे
Not all.
pediatrics and
Yeah.
कुछ डिपार्टमेंट्स तो वो डिपार्टमेंट्स जहाँ पे हैं उनके साथ होने चाहिए ना उनके ICUs फॉर इजी
No, see, ODU आउटडोर पेशेंट्स एंड इंडोर पेशेंट्स को सिंक करना बहुत ज़रूरी है फॉर अ हॉस्पिटल. If you are planning OPDs at other levels, clinics are also there. Next to there are small clinics which are operated by the duty doctors. Next to the ICUs also, but OPD and IPD cannot be separated, and it is very close. It is next floor only. Second you are having OPD, and from third you are having ICUs. So it is very much easy, approachable, and your lift speed is 2 meters per second, and the floor height is only 4.2.
So you will find that OPD, all these senior consultants are attached to many hospitals.
Yeah.
They are not sitting there all the time. So as he said, there are duty doctors available at the ICU, which are also department-wise.
And at typical floors, you are getting the MODs also. Like we at the hotels also we are doing. So duty on doctor has its own beds, male and female it separated.
Sir, I have one question. You in the beginning you said that in the fire hazard when fire is at work, so हम जो staircase use करते हैं. In that case, so how we evacuate patients in that condition? We have to quickly evacuate them also.
So it is like there are two ways of safeties in elevators. One is primary control. Once the smoke is detected, that the fire has been detected, please evacuate the floor. So the security person sitting at the fire alarm panel, and the other engineering person sitting at the BMS room, the building management system room, controlling everything from one room. So they have to alert security people to get one elevator functional in secondary. So that one elevator will work for the patients only. It was a very good question, and yeah, because if all the elevators are at 0 level and the patient is at 9th floor, how will he come down? So the secondary control will help us for that.
And especially patients who are in the ICU.
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
Right.
सर एज यू सेड कि सारे HUs सर्विस फ्लोर पे हैं तो
70 to 80% are kept in each service floor. so that your spaces are not killed.
Actually, it's the dedicated HUs for the OTs, the cat lab, they try and keep it like
Yeah.
that. The dedicated-
So if there's a there is no other provision and I am stuck that I have to keep something at ground, then I have to keep it at ground, because ground is 20 meter below to service law.
the cost involved.
Yeah, cost and losses, because the airflow is also, if we are having many offsets, so airflow will also get stuck. So the nearest floors are catered. So it is always planned like from my service floor, the major areas should be catered. So major areas is kept below or the above just to the service floor. If you see third and fifth only we have ICUs. The reason being the ICUs, every bed needs the oxygen level, a certain oxygen level. So ducts are huge. So the cutouts are made like after third, fourth, you can reach to fifth easily. After below fourth, you can reach easily.
सारी लिफ्ट इंक्लोजर में क्योंकि दूसरे हॉस्पिटल्स में हमने देखा था जुपिटर में गए तो सारी लिफ्ट सामने थी.
Yeah, they actually when they built they started by 2016, and after the April 2016 amendment, all your staircase and elevators must be enclosed by 2 hours fire rated doors. And if you are doing block work also, like we have used AAC, autoclaved aerated blocks, so we get the certificate from the OEM or the vendor or the manufacturer that these are plus 2 hours fire rated blocks. So it is very much essential these days, you have to enclose this. And all these doors are 2 hours fire rated doors. And I'll tell you other thing also, at the bottom when we were at a radioactive zone, Siddharji, can we go down to the basement? I think 4th or 5th slide it was. There is no door in the hospital which is normally rated of 30 minutes also. All the doors are 2 hours fire rated doors, wooden doors. There are limitations of making such doors in India, but it is the compliance by NABH also.
I think that also was a good question because he observed that.
Yes.
It is there in this hospital, but it was not there in the
Yeah,
other.
Jupiter, you get the elevators at the front, there is no enclosure.
Very good observation.
Yeah. So if we talk about these doors, the radioactive doors, zones doors, so these are the lead doors. The lead is filled between the joinery of the door. The construction of doors are done in such a manner that lead is filled in the as a film, so that not a single radiation is going out. These are the special doors.
What about the walls?
These are the 4 to 8 feet thick RCC concrete wall with M50 grade of concrete. So coming to the services, I have some data with me, so I'll just open. So just to sum up the services, what we discussed in the complete structurally. So other than the patient's beds, other beds, so the areas like you may have any question, we can discuss. OTs you have seen, OTs connected to scrubs, brachytherapy next to OT, it was there. X-rays, fluoro, CT, MRI, PET CT, SPET CT and LINAC you have seen at the basement. Same way CSSD we have discussed. BMT, bone marrow transplant with, it is at 5th floor next to the endoscopy. So the dialysis we have seen at the ground floor. And all the services like clean, dirty, utilities with the mortuary we discussed at B1 with the parking area.
Discuss the size of the mortuary.
Mortuary size is 1200 square feet only. And as per the KDH standard, they are considering like 18 boxes only.
1200 can accommodate 18 boxes.
Yes, yes.
And it doesn't need any kind of a separate exit to take away the bodies or something like
No,
that?
actually it is very close to the ramp. When you are entering to the basement one, the vehicle will go to the mortuary directly.
In good hospitals and larger hospitals, they also have these kind of viewing chambers for the relatives and all.
Yeah, viewing chamber is within the gate only. So 1200 space is not very huge. Yeah, it's including that.
So like for OT, we actually need 100% of fresh air in OT.
Definitely.
So like do you have any mechanism for that, for artificial fresh air or something?
No. See, the kind of age, 100%, I tell you the modulation of OTHUs.
So the way we discussed that all these issues are coming with HEPA filters and EU19 coils with 7 rows of coils with chill water. So the chambers are 3 chambers are there. One is the 100% to 120% of air supply as per the area requirement. Another, within the same AHU, you can exhaust it 100%. The other fan is there which will exhaust the complete air to the environment. Again by the HEPA filters. So the AHU is coming in 3 cabinets. You have fresh air, you have another chamber which is controlling the airflow by mixing the fresh air and air exhaust, and you have the exhaust separately. So, and it is connected, the fresh air is connected directly to the lures. It is at service floor we are standing. The AHU is kept next to you, and there is a window. There is no window now, there is a lure. So the fresh air is connected to the lure. So enough air you can get from there.
Can you talk a bit about the service entrances for the staff and for the services?
Definitely. So we'll go to the B1. If you see these fans, directions, so the basement is always divided in 2 zones, minimum 2 zones. The basement for the ventilation system. Earlier we were using axial fans only and putting ducts, heavy sizes of ducts, and then only fresh air or exhaust was getting balanced. These are the jet fans. So the 2 zones are divided, you see in 2 different colors. So this air is getting pushed here, and there is a fan throwing the air outside. This, again, these are put here, and these fans are throwing the exhaust out. So ma'am, the way you discussed how you address these staff check-in, securities and all. So Kokilaben has 2, and every hospital should have 2 scanners, 2 baggage scanners, 2 DFMDs. So 1 baggage scanner you see at the entry from the main building. I don't know if we have seen at Vishesh or not. So the 1 baggage scanner is for all the people reaching to the hospital. Another, this is the entry for these boys, staff and the people who are coming here. They have to go from here. This is the security checkpoint. All the CCTV cameras are getting controlled from here, and security person is sitting here. You will get the access from here, you will punch here, then only you will go to your staff change area. So here we have created a staff changing rooms and all. So then you can access from the staircase or the service lift. So this way it is planned. B1 is the source of entry of the staff.
And B1 is also the source for the exit of the waste, your receival of goods.
Yeah, definitely.
Supply and
yes, all the goods. Actually, ma'am, back of the house, whatever you need majority in kitchen. बाकी आप front house से ले सकते हैं. So your kitchen is here at ground. So your vehicle can come here. After this ramp, we have a MOS of like 12-13 meters. So MOS we were having ample in size. So here you are going, and there is an unloading dock. So from there the goods are received.
The dock is at the ground, sir.
At the ground.
And the clean dock and the dirty dock must be separated.
Separated.
Right? So both are over there itself?
Yeah, it is there only. So
and
because
where on this place, either on the ground or in the basement, do you have your compactors and composters?
Composter at basement.
At the basement. Where in this basement?
Composer ये आपका जो waste composter है यहाँ पे है.
So all this is the waste area?
Waste area connected to this service staircase.
सर आपने कहा था बेसमेंट 2 पार्ट में डिवाइड है, पर्पस क्या है उसका?
बेसमेंट 2 पार्ट में नहीं, 2 जोन में. ये जोन्स की बात कर रहे हैं अभी अपन. ये 2 जोन हैं. ये है आपका 50,000 फुट का बेसमेंट है. In any mechanism in India or anywhere in the globe, we cannot throw all the air from one end to another end. So it is very much important to create 2 zones to have the efficient air exhaust or the supply. So there is a limitation. See, why we are using jet air fans? To save our height. If we are moving in a direction that we should use 1 zone as, so you need jet air fans in the size of 1200 mm. Presently these are of 400 mm. So again, you will be in the same situation. So we were avoiding the ducts, and now we are having the higher dia of jet air fans, so it won't make sense. So to control the airflow efficiently, we are making zones. If it is 67 or 70,000 of square foot, there would have 3 zones also. So how to talk about services, I tell you. So basically I am a mechanical engineer. तो मैंने अभी बताया मैम मेरी गुरु है, तो इसलिए मैं थोड़ा आर्किटेक्चरली स्ट्रक्चरली बोल गया. सो इट इज़ लाइक कि सर्विसेज शुरू करते हैं. तो सर्विसेज आपकी 5 तरीके की सर्विसेज हैं. MEPF जो लोग बोलते हैं, तो मैकेनिकल, इलेक्ट्रिकल, प्लम्बिंग, फायर फाइटिंग एंड लो वोल्टेज. लो वोल्टेज इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. सो अभी हमारे साथी सेलिन जी भी आने वाले होंगे. या सो ही विल बी टॉकिंग मच अबाउट इट. बट येस, so how these things are centralized from one area. So here is the part, we'll go to the B2. So if as we discussed that all the underground tanks are here, which are connected to the water treatment plant, heat pumps, then your chilled water plant room. All the circulations are being done from here. How these pumps, panels are getting energized? At the ground, after the margin of spaces, we have panel room. So the from that panel room, the cables are easily connected to these areas, which are the heavy loaded things. So like 400 TRs of chillers are being used there. So 400 TR itself is a 400 kilowatt. So panel room is here at ground. From there, cables are going down to basement 2. And from there only every circulation, water supply from here, hot water supply from here, the rings are made at basement 1 or the service floor or the terrace. So all the cables are going like this, and we are having the appropriate shafts at each corner so that the cable lengths are not high. So the cables are moving vertically with the raceways. Actually we have not used cable, we have used BBT, bus bar trunking. Yeah. So to avoid the length or actually juggling of cables, because it is very easy to have one bus bar trunking and tap boxes to tap the local floor. So coming to the firefighting pumps, there are 5 types of pumps. Like actually building is getting protected in firefighting system by 2 ways. A sprinkler system, which is your local protection, and hydrant system, which is required in case of larger fire. So if there is a fire, your sprinkler can help you out. If the fire has gone huge, you need to go to your fire hydrant cabinet and open the landing walls. So hydrant and sprinkler, and third is external hydrant, which is must. So in these 3 ways it is divided. So 6 inches pipes for such building is enough. 6 inches pipe of MS pipe or GI pipe can cater on entire building.
We're having Mayanka coming, Mayanka Dadu.
Mayank Dadu, yeah. Son of Lokesh Dadu.
He's coming on next Friday.
Okay. So after that, if you see the chillers are well connected with the pipeline is connected to AHUs. You are getting fresh air and the coils are chilled, so you are getting the chilled air. So I think the same batch was there, ma'am, last time.
No.
Okay.
Out, thankfully.
Okay, great. So any question about services, I'll be happy to answer. नहीं, फ्लोर पे मल्टीपल AHUs होते हैं, मतलब सर्विस फ्लोर पे. सर्विस फ्लोर पे मल्टीपल AHUs होते हैं. AHUs की कैलकुलेशन या वॉल थिकनेस या स्पेसेस रिक्वायरमेंट आती है आपके एरिया को CFM कितना चाहिए. CFM यानी एयर फ्लो की कैलकुलेशन हो गई क्यूबिक फीट मिनट की, कि मेरे को इतना एयर थ्रो करना है. अगर मैं इस कमरे में बैठा हूँ और इस कमरे का साइज, उदाहरण फॉर एन एग्जांपल, इट इज़ 1200 ऑफ स्क्वायर फीट एरिया या 800 ऑफ स्क्वायर फीट एरिया, सो आई नीड अप्रॉक्सीमेट 3200 to 4000 square foot of CFM. On that basis, you need to derive the size of AHU. Then only the room size will get defined.
This calculation is normally done by your HR consultant. He just asks you the place.
Yes.
Not such standard thumb rule for this.
Yeah, but there are certain points. The like heat calculation is on standards. The kind of window DGU glasses you have used, how heat emitting to your inside. So heat calculation is there. If you use like there are many type of variants in the HVAC system also. आपके हमारे घरों में वो पहले 1-to-1 लगते थे स्प्लिट यूनिट्स, फिर जब घर बड़े हुए तो VRF में चले गए लोग, वेरिएबल रेफ्रिजरेंट फ्लो, एक आउटडोर से 5-6 मशीनें 10 मशीनें कैटर कर दिया, फिर आगे चिल्ड वाटर पे और एयर कूल्ड पे। तो CFM जो है इन वेरिएंट्स में भी चेंज होते हैं, बट ये तय है कि अगर आपका स्प्लिट है तो वो 1 टन का स्प्लिट आपको 300 से 400 CFM के बीच में एयर फ्लो देता है। सेम थिंग हैपन्स विद AHU, बट AHU के केस में वो CFM थोड़ा बढ़ जाता है। एंड we were talking about low voltage also. So the low voltage plays very big role in terms of energy efficiency. Your team is not available today at the hospital. How you are controlling, modulating the elevators, your chillers performance, your pumping performance. तो building management system, the BMS. Nowadays लोग IoT पे आ गए हैं, बट केबल सिस्टम काफ़ी दिनों से चलन में है, जो आपके लिफ्ट की पावर कंजम्पशंस को लेके, कब चलाना है, किसको ऑन रखना है, किसको ऑफ रखना है, कब पंप बंद है, चालू है, ये सारी मॉनिटरिंग आपको देता है। BMS room है at basement 2 next to this plant room. So the one person is seeing the plant room also, and he is having 2 televisions seeing all the things happening in the building.
What about data servers and all that?
At service floor.
That's all the data servers?
All the. See, it is never recommended to have the data centers at basement. In case of flood, you may lose many things.
You were talking about different kinds of pumps, 5 kinds of pumps.
Yeah.
Which pumps?
See, these are monoblock or centrifugal pumps. So, like for our building, in the size and the volume and the height, any pump get designed on the basis of your height first, then the GPM you need. So when we talk about firefighting pumps, it is 2180 LPM minimum requirement as per laws also. 2180 LPM you need, and jockey 180 LPM you need. So jockey starts first. In case of any first sprinkler is broken, so jockey will take you to the 2 kg per centimeter square. When it is needed more, then your sprinkler pump, which is of 70 to 120 HP, so then it will get operated in auto. So it will like throw you volume like anything that you have to control. Your person has to control that.
Can you give us some idea about how the ducts, the various kind of service ducts, the vertical connection, and where should they be placed normally, intelligently placed, and minimum sizes like standard, not
actually, when I'll come to that point. So the shafts, the cutouts. So as I discussed, the design starts before 6 months of groundbreaking, and these cutouts are established within the coordination of the architect and MEP consultant very first day. To ensure that the cable length, if we talk about low voltage, we are using Cat6. Cat6 has a limitation of 90 meters to transfer the data, otherwise you will have to go with fiber. So within 90 meters of distance you should have one ELV room. Within 30 meters of staircases gap you should have fire hydrant cabinet. Within, again, if you are having one electrical shaft at one end, you will lose length. So you should have it at center so that the diversions are done and cable lengths are sorted. So this way everything is planned before we are casting anything. At each stage of the casting of this slab, we are ensuring that the cutouts are there. If it is missed and by any chance, we have to create immediately. And we missed it, we were talking about pneumatic system, which you have not seen in the Vishesh.
No, we saw.
Okay, so earlier it was not there. Jupiter would have amended. So
that was there, firstly introduced by
yeah. So pneumatic system is for the capsules, with the capsules to transfer the medicine from the in-house pharmacy to any place, the nurse stations where it is demanded. So there are multiple diverters also. It is not. It is done with the PVC pipes only, but mechanism is very software based. Yeah, it is software based mechanism. Plumbing shafts, see, let's go to the top floor. When you are connected with the two rooms, so it is planned in such a way that two common bays should have one plumbing shaft. So that when your WC is placed, basin is placed, shower is placed, its drainage is catched very closely. Otherwise, drainage has the choking, clogging issues very much. So I'll take you to the typical floor. So it is all these shafts you are seeing, no, these are plumbing shafts. So how? Your WC is here, your basin is here, your shower is here. So the drainages, the cores, the P-traps are directly connected to these risers. And these will get diverted from service floor. So the building is divided in two parts if you see, the public area and the guest area. So the guest area you have all typical shafts. These are plumbing shafts.
Probably her question went beyond this, and after the service flow, how do you carry the plumbing?
No, after the service, yeah, I'm coming to that also. After the service floor, you have cached everything of the guest area to service floor. What below service floor? Third to ground. So third to ground, you have to reach to the basement one, and then take your drainage and water supply out.
You had something more in mind? What?
Is the connection from your plant or the services for the water, is it connected anywhere in the service store? Is there a storage tank or something, or is it directly drained to the pipe to the ground, to the basement?
All the sewage you're talking about? So when the sewage is coming down from service floor, it will be taken down from one end to the manhole chamber, which will end to the equalization of the STP. So again, coming to that also, so how STP works, everybody would be knowing. But in the hospital, when it is sterile waste, when it is chemical waste, so you need ETP also. So effluent has to be treated first or hold it first, otherwise it will kill the bacteria's membrane. So the STP won't work. So sewage is coming from service floor, diverted, reached at one manhole chamber. Same way basement one reaches to another manholes, and then it is going to the equalization of sewage treatment plant. And it's multiple processes are there for STP, MBR, MBBR, SBR, having 6 to 7 partitions. Then softening unit is also there. After that, UF is introduced these days. After ultrafiltration, you are using the water.
So can you tell about the medical gas plant?
Yeah, definitely. Medical gas, so these were the MEPF services we were discussing. Other services which are being used, that is the medical gas plant services, which need multiple compliances and permissions also to establish. So when you are about to fix one oxygen plant, so the permissions are different, but it should be kept at basement or after the MOS to compress the gas and circulate from that. All the copper pipes are being used in this. I'll show you one place. Basement it is allowed if the capacity is low. So the way we discussed that we are having the transformers, LT panel rooms here, and this is connected to the plant rooms. Your cable lengths are also optimized. After that, if you see, you have the compressor rooms and then STP. So these are the compressor rooms for medical gas piping system. And after here, your trenches are coming to the building, and one shaft is reaching to the ground, and then it is getting diverted.
Utilizing your MOS wisely also is a very important.
Very important. So we got one advantage for that, ma'am. After this edge of the building, I was standing with 2 gen sets. I would have asked by the government or the safety department that you should take the chimney exhaust to the terrace after 4-5 meters. But we were here 20 meters away. So we got with that compliances that we are stacking to 30 meters of the height. And at neighborhood we are only there. So it was no challenge. Yeah. Even after that. Yeah. So BCM Zodiac is there. Again Rajesh sir is developing another thing. So it is there. So we saved a lot here.
You you have right now 2 DG sets, but provision for 4.
No, no, ma'am. So actually, if you see, the plan is quite older. I was traveling and I got to get the basic things what I was having in my iPad. So it is like the DG sets are 2. We have got 2 on both.
But shouldn't the provision be provided for future expansion on?
Future expansion provision can be done in the panel only.
Okay.
So when you sing the DG, so DG synchronizing में इनके outgoings गए, वहाँ से जो main ACBs हैं, उन ACB को sync होना चाहिए. The provision in the panel is there. I think I have covered. If you have any questions.
Anybody has any questions? I think you should ask. This opportunity
हाँ,
you
और
will not get again.
इसलिए पूछ लो कि 5 साल बाद जब तुम लोग काम दोगे तो मेरे को याद रहना चाहिए.
So what about the UPS system?
Very nice. So UPS system is dedicated for multiple areas. I actually remembered that point to discuss, but I forgot. Coming to the OTs have a different UPS system from the building. OTs have a different surgeon control panel from the other buildings. OT has a different anti-static flooring for the this thing, like during the operation doctor can't actually take the risk. So the UPS is separate, the lighting control panel, the surgeon control panel is separate. So the UPS dedicated to OTs are different. UPS dedicated to server are separate. So these are zoned like. Above OT we have kept the UPS for the OT, like 7 to 8 UPSs of 10 kVA for each OT. Load was very less, but we thought of having 10 kVA, 3 phase in, 3 phase out for the OT. Same way server. Server also we need separate dedicated OT. Their earthings are also dedicated. You cannot mix the earthing to the building earthings. So same way server is having different UPS, OT is having different UPS, and the complete building having the power backup is the catered by 180 kVA of UPS.
So labs let's say UPS
labs are connected with the building UPS. Labs are connected with building. That is also a very stable system, but all the equipments, if you talk about medical equipments, all medical equipments comes with their own UPS. So like CT, MRI, your LINAC, they specify their UPS. The OEM has to take that UPS. We are not getting interfered in that. Yeah, all the medical equipments comes with their own UPS.
What about the drainage from above the parts? But what about the drainage of OTs and?
बिल्कुल ठीक है. The way we discussed कि STP में हमने पूरा वर्टिकल ड्रेनेज सर्विस फ्लोर से निकाल दिया, फिर उसके बाद हमारे थर्ड से लेके B1 से दूसरा ड्रेनेज निकाल दिया. OT का, स्टेराइल का, या जो भी केमिकल्स है या जो भी ब्लड से रिलेटेड है, इनको सबसे पहले लेके गए हम बेसमेंट 2 में. बेसमेंट 2 में होल्डिंग टैंक बनाया. बेसमेंट 2 में होल्डिंग टैंक बनाया जो 24 घंटे तक उसको होल्ड करके रखता है. उस इफ्लुएंट को भेजा गया ETP में, इफ्लुएंट ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट में. इफ्लुएंट ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट में ट्रीट होने के बाद ही उसको STP में उसका रिजेक्शन दिया गया. अदरवाइज उसको कहीं डाल नहीं सकते. इफ्लुएंट डायरेक्ट STP में डाल दिया तो जो बैक्टीरियाज वहाँ सीवेज को क्रश कर रहे हैं वो डैमेज हो जाते हैं. तो वो केमिकल को होल्ड किया जाता है. ब्लड वाले उनको सैंपल्स जो वाटर वेस्ट में आए उनको होल्ड किया जाता है. एक दिन बाद ही ETP को दे के फिर STP पे जाता है. सो दिस इज द प्रोसेस फ्रॉम एवरीवेयर. Anything related to sterile or the effluent, that will go by this route only, and it is channelized in such a way. The plumbing is done in such a way.
Sir, there was a term laminar flow in air conditioning for OTs.
Yeah, definitely. So coming to the OT structure, you have the HEPA tent at the top. It could be the size as per your bed and the pendant. For an example, we are having a HEPA tent of 3 meter by 3 meter. 9 square meter का हमने HEPA tent लगा रखा है. तो laminar flow क्या है कि laminar flow, मेरा एयर फ्लो तो यहाँ से आ रहा है. हमने जितने भी ओटीज बना रहे हैं हमने उनमें 2 बॉक्सिंग कर रखी हैं, जिसके में ओटी का कोई भी डक्ट, वैसे तो जीआई का डक्ट इस्तेमाल होता है, गैल्वेनाइज्ड आयरन का शीट से बना हुआ डक्ट वापरते हैं, यूज़ कर सकते हैं, बट अब हो क्या रहा है कि ओटी के केस में या किसी भी क्लिनिकल स्पेस में आपको एल्यूमिनियम का डक्ट यूज़ करना है। तो एल्यूमिनियम की डक्ट उस बॉक्स में है जो उस एयर को जो आया वो एयर को बॉटम से ले जाके रिसर्कुलेट कर रहा है, दैट इज द लैमिनार फ्लो, एंड दिस वे इट इज गेटिंग मैनेज्ड, एंड इट इज गेटिंग मैनेज्ड बाय द सर्जन कंट्रोल पैनल हैविंग नेक्स्ट टू द डॉक्टर. They can manage the humidity, RH factor, everything from there. I think I can conclude, ma'am.
Yes, I think so. Any more questions? Please take this opportunity.
Beds बताना है कि how you distribute.
Yeah. How it I have mentioned actually.
How you distribute beds.
So coming to the count of 300 beds. So the 300.
No, we are looking at 350 now.
So the rationally it can increase, no? So if we talk about our hospital, so it is 300. So 300, it comes like radioactive areas, LINAC, PET CT areas, you have 8 to 10 beds. Chemo, you have 11 beds. Dialysis next to the chemo at ground, you have 9 beds. Casualty at emergency, you have 11 beds. At typical floors, you have 135 beds. And general wards, you have 28. Treatment rooms are there, which are catering 8 beds at multiple floors. Endoscopy recovery areas have 6 beds. Isolation rooms are there 8. ICU at 5th floor having 21 beds. Then HDU 13.
So what is an ideal size of an ICU? 10 beds, 12 beds?
Based on the emergencies, like SICU, surgical intensive care unit, then pediatric.
No. What is the controllable size?
It is actually derived by the operator only. Because they know how to coordinate with the patients and how rationally they have seen the patients in such segments. Yeah, so they derive it. So like PICUs have 6, SICU 18, daycare 10, and it goes to 300. So the complete bed count is for the hotel. If we say 300 bedded hospital, it includes all.
Including the soup.
Yeah.
Everything.
It also depends on the hotel management, what they are looking at.
Yeah, hospital management.
Yeah, hospital.
Yeah, I would love to talk on hotels. Not today. Yeah, thank you.
We do hotels.
Yeah.
सारे हॉस्पिटल में टाइम ऑफ बेड के बाद में एक्सपांड
Yes, exactly.
Sorry?
सर इस बिल्डिंग में एक्सपांड कैसे होगा, मतलब नंबर ऑफ बेड कैसे इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं?
See, I tell you. नंबर ऑफ बेड इंक्रीज करने हैं तो उसके 2 तरीके हैं. जैसे अभी आपने देखा कुछ फ्लोर्स पे एक बेड रख रखा है ना, तो उसको ट्विन किया जा सकता है आसानी से. कभी भी कोई बिल्डिंग प्लान करते हैं, अभी हमने को 45 मीटर का परमिशन था, जिस दिन यहाँ का मास्टर प्लान बदला हमको 60 का आ गया, तो वी विल इंक्रीज 2 floors. द स्ट्रक्चरली इट इज सस्टेनेबल दैट वी कैन इंक्रीज 3 floors ऑल्सो. So then you can increase the indoor patients bed. Duplicacy in terms of मतलब वो
बल्कि ये क्वेश्चन हो सकता था कि सर्विसेज को मैनेज करने के
services. Yeah, I'll go to the share. So because all the services till service floor are coordinated with one vertical riser at regular intervals, so riser will increase. So whenever you are designing a building, you should have the loading of another 2-3 floors structurally.
loading
So
also and shaft size.
shaft size also.
But there's a sub question to it. See, suppose you have a large campus. Now these guys are going to get a large campus. And if we want to increase the hospital capacity horizontally, how does such a thing?
Horizontally you cannot increase when you are, see,
It becomes a separate building.
yeah, because any structure is created today by laws. I cannot increase 1 meter of cantilever even today.
नहीं. अगर जगह है साइड पे.
Side पे, yeah, definitely if you have the adjacent land to you, then it is okay. But if you,
But then how do the common services work? Like you have your, the diagnostics here, the imaging here, but you're creating a separate building.
so you need the separate utilities also.
Separate, totally.
There's one more point.
ऐसी
I'll tell you what will happen.
होता ही नहीं है.
No, no. If it is going vertically, load will also increase. The question is correct. Load will also increase. In case of fire, I told you 6 inches can cater infinity hydrants and sprinklers. In case of chillers, the other load, the biggest load in services are chillers. Chillers you are using second standby also. So that can cater your this thing. Only changes will come to your risers, the sizes of risers of chilled water risers and condenser water risers. That can be altered when you are creating things for your more revenue, so it can be done. Vertically it is possible.
So what about the beds which you are not counting as patient beds, like the ICU beds?
We are counting, no?
How do you increase them if you want?
No. See, there are limitations. I cannot increase the beds in ICUs which are already fixed because all the things are done. Every bed comes with your headboard panels also. It is having the NGPSs, nurse call systems, everything is there. So increasing the beds is not possible in ICUs.
The capacity of the hospital means capacity of the either the IPD or any other department which does not require these kinds of...
Correct.
No, but like for example in Vishesh, on the same floor, they expanded the floor and created another ICU. That can be done.
Yeah, it is possible.
Or a separate department, some different kind of department.
Yeah, see, there are multiple, as we discussed as 6th floor, there are many things which are kept ample blank even today. So when you construct, you have few spaces to
तो ये भी एक
increase.
ध्यान रखने वाली बात है ना कि ample blanks होने चाहिए.
होने चाहिए थोड़े.
Expansion provisions.
Correct, but actually KDH works in a very typical mode, ma'am. So they have decided what they are willing to build for next 50 years. So they are not going to change anything.
That's very difficult to
Yes.
decide, depending on the diseases that take place nowadays.
So they have used everything now. After pandemic, everybody got to understand that what other services has to be added. They have added everything.
So for the services already has this kind of
Yeah,
concept.
probably.
Yeah.
They plan for more than 50 years for many things. Even these pumps that they have, plants, pumps, they had facilities for loading the building thrice or 4 times the height.
Yeah, definitely.
Just in case.
If my building is 45, I am using 120 meters of head. So it is there.
I just want to
Sorry.
I don't know about how the isolation wards, when we were taking about isolation beds. When I was reading some books, it says it have a different OTs and everything. Is it something like that which has been incorporated in the hospital for the isolation areas?
Isolation areas at 5th floor are done. That is, they are very separate.
So you have everything up like utility and everything?
Everything connected to that.
What is the total number of parking in the basement for visitors and staff?
What?
Four-wheeler and two-wheeler?
129 presently.
129 four-wheelers.
4-wheelers and 60 2-wheelers.
60 two-wheelers.
So the lift which you were talking about, the fire lift, is it any kind of material which is used for retardant of the fire getting into? Usually what happens when the fire happens, people are not asked to enter the lifts.
Because if they are stuck midway, EID gets failed, then evacuation will be very dangerous.
So one which you are telling about the second way to use it, is there any like material which is used inside the shaft or is just a normal?
All the materials are metal and they are ensuring that they are not melting at within 2 hours of fire. Every lift manufacturer is ensuring that. If you see WTC World Trade Center accident, so all the metal got melt. So India is amending all these things. So all the metals are being used with sustainability of 2 hours of fire rating. That's why we are using the secondary control to take out the patient down.
There's one question. Architect's fees तो पता रहती है. MEP consultant की fees कितने % होती है project?
उनकी तो बेचारों की फीस ही नहीं होती है.
क्या बात कर रहे हो? क्या बात कर रहे हो?
It is very much.
Very important question. You need to answer this.
No, Shailin will answer this because it's his pain. It's not mine, but the fee is very low to MEP consultants. They are contributing much, but no, ma'am, I know. I'm presently handling 20 lakh square feet of construction where I'm appointing MEP consultants. So I know their fee.
So then it's easy for you. You should tell us the answer.
So it is very, actually, if you see I'll come to the architect also. If I'm constructing like, presently we are constructing more hotels. Those are 5-star hotels. We are constructing Novotel, Vivanta, Welcome, ITC. So Radisson Ujjain also. So when it comes to the architect fee, so if it is the construction of 2 lakhs, like 2 lakh square feet of area, their fee will, architecture and ID both will go to 1 CR. 50 rupees मान लिया. And if you come to MEP consultant, so they are like 10, 12, 8, 20 is the max limit. So मैंने इसीलिए बोला उनका दुख आ जाएगा. So you will negotiate with them more. Ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you everybody.